This is DieCast Street League. Welcome back. This is DieCast Street League. We are here in Rock City. It is a beautiful 81-degree day, a perfect day for racing.
Yes, it is. I've been waiting for some racing all week, buddy. Dang.
Wait no longer, Roy. Let's get to these drivers and cars. Chevy Chevelle SS. The driver of that car is Greg from Team Rock City.
1,000 horsepower.
Kunaseg Jesco.
What a paint job.
The driver of that car is Griffin Soul from Team Griffin Soul DieCast.
1,250 horsepower.
Dodge Challenger RT. The driver of that car is Mike B from Team Insufficient Funds Racing.
920 horsepower.
Ford Mustang SVO.
I need some less.
The driver of that car is Karate Joe from Team Puffs Racing.
What is he puffing on? 860 horsepower.
There you have it. Those are the cars and drivers that will be putting it on the line for your viewing pleasure. We're going the best out of 4 races wins. First place gets 3 points. Second place gets 2. Third place will get 1 point.
There are no points for just crossing the line, so you better work for your food if you want to eat.
That's right, Roy, let's go! Griffin Soul has the lead going down the first long straight. Karate Joe's about a half car back. Karate Joe's closing the distance. Can he get around him? No. Greg is a car and a half back from Karate Joe. Karate Joe took the inside lane on Griffin Soul, got the pass going into the 4th turn. Oh my goodness. Can Griffin Soul catch him on the straightaway? No, he would not. Karate Joe would take first place. Griffin Soul would take second. DNF for Mike B and DNF for Greg. What a race.
Hot dang, bud, they was going at it like a couple of bald eagles fighting over a toupee. They was doing battle down this road.
Yeah, Roy, they were going at it.
They sure was. Let's get to the replay, bud, with those slow bud.
If you stop complaining, you will see that the replay is on right now. Right here, Griffin Soul had about a half car lead on Karate Joe. Karate Joe closed the distance going into the chicane, but he couldn't get it done going into that second turn. Griffin Soul had about a car and a half lead right there on Karate Joe. Karate Joe was closing the distance going into this third turn.
And Greg was harassing Karate Joe a little bit, but lost it right here, spun out, hit both sides of the road, and lost it right before the jump.
And right here, Karate Joe took the inside lane, got the jump pass on Griffin Soul. They were door-to-door right there into that 4th turn. Karate Joe edged him out, got the pass right before the 4th turn.
Them crazy fools to side by side over that jump, that's dangerous. All that metal, heavyweight, jumping in the same proximity, that's an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, Roy, but these two drivers are professional street drivers and they've been down this road plenty of times.
Right here, you see Karate Joe lead was increasing going into the S-curves. He had about a 3-car lead on Griffin Soul.
Griffin Soul was not going down without a fight. Right there, bumped him coming out of that 4th turn. That's where Karate Joe got his lead, and that's where he kept it. Coming out of the S-curves, I thought Griffin Soul was going to make a run for it. He has 1,250 horsepower, but could not catch that SVO. Karate Joe was gone.
Yeah, Griffin Soul lost control a little bit coming out of the S-curves. That's why he couldn't catch Karate Joe.
Karate Joe and the SVO won.
He had a 14.24 time.
Karate Joe and the SVO has 3. Greg and the Chevelle has 0. Mike B and the Challenger has 0. Griffin Soul and the Jesco has 2. Race 2 about to go down right now.
Mike B needs some points, but he's lined up against Karate Joe. He's no slouch.
Nope, he's not.
Let's go.
Karate Joe has the lead going down the first long straight. Griffin Soul just passed up Mike B for the 2nd place position. Griffin Soul is all on Karate Joe's bumper. Oh, Karate Joe broke out with about a 6 or 7, 8-car lead. He stumbled after the jump. Griffin Soul caught up with him right there, but then Karate Joe took off with another 4-car lead. Greg is harassing Griffin Soul, but could not get around him. Karate Joe would take first place. Griffin Soul would take second. Greg would take third. What a race.
Hot dang, bud, I thought Karate Joe was gonna blow this one out the water. Messed around and took a bad jump and almost got passed up.
Yeah, Roy, right here you see Karate Joe had the lead. Griffin Soul was in second place, but Mike B was challenging that second place position. They was tied up for a second, but Griffin Soul edged him out and got the second place away from him. Griffin Soul was all on Karate Joe bumper, but right there coming from the step down, Karate Joe took off.
Yeah, bud, I thought Griffin Soul was gonna harass Karate Joe all the way to the finish line.
Yeah, Roy, me too. He was on his bumper quite a bit.
Yeah, he was harassing Karate Joe, but then Karate Joe took off over the jump, jumped on the curb, almost blew it, somehow kept that SVO pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, he managed to jump on the curb after the jump, somehow kept it in the right direction. Like you said, I don't know how. He's a good driver.
If he's such a good driver, he shouldn't have jumped on the curb in the first place.
Roy, when you jump in a car doing about 120, anything can happen. Right here you see Karate Joe spun out slightly. I thought Griffin Soul was gonna catch him, but Karate Joe had about a 4-car lead, and Griffin Soul could not catch him, but Greg was trying to catch Griffin Soul. Griffin Soul blocked Greg, he couldn't pass him.
Yeah, he was playing defense like the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, he was. Right here you see Griffin Soul was trying to catch Karate Joe.
Karate Joe had a 4-car lead coming out of the S-curves.
But Greg was all on Griffin Soul's bumper trying to get around him. He blocked him right there. Greg might have got around him.
Griffin Soul was playing defense. That's why he couldn't get around him.
Karate Joe in the SVO won.
He is kicking butt. And he had a 15-3-4 time.
Karate Joe in the SVO has 6. Greg and Chevelle has 1. Mike B in the Challenger has 0. And Griffin Soul in the Just Go has 4. Race 3 about to go down, right?
Mike B needs 2 first-place victories just to tie for first place.
Yeah, Roy, he has some work to do. Let's see if he can get it done.
Well, let's see.
Let's go! Mike B has the lead going down the first long straight. Karate Joe is on his bumper. He has no air to breathe going into the chicane. He's still glued to his bumper. Coming down from the step down, he's still glued. He's trying to get around him. Oh, they both spun out at the same exact time. Can Karate Joe get around Mike B on the straightaway? No. Mike B would take first place. Karate Joe will take second. DNF for Greg and DNF for Griffin Soul. What a race.
Hot dang, that was another good race. Them two were doing battle all the way down.
Yeah, Roy, they were going at it.
Like 2 dookie flies fighting over a mouse turd.
Roy, only you would say that. But right here, you see Mike B was getting harassed by Karate Joe. He had no air to breathe. Karate Joe was all on his bumper, trying to side swipe him, kick him, do whatever to get around him.
Yeah, Mike B was playing defense because Karate Joe was on all the offense, trying to take the inside lane right there on Mike B, but couldn't get around that joker. Right here over the jump, Mike B took off with about a 2.5-car lead.
Yeah, Roy, Karate Joe tried to dive on the inside lane right there to get the pass on Mike B, was unsuccessful over the jump. Mike B got a lot of air. Karate Joe got some air too. They both came down straight, but then got squirrely right there at the same time.
Yeah, bud, Karate Joe was all on Mike B's backside like a black. Roy, don't even say it. What? I wasn't even gonna say nothing.
Yeah, we all know what you was about to say.
You right. Well, excuse me. Let me restart this one. Right there, you see Mike B broke off with about a 2-car lead. Karate Joe was trying to chase that joker down going into the S-curves coming out. He bumped Mike B right there.
But Mike B kept the Challenger pointed in the right direction. Karate Joe took the outside lane, tried to get the pass, but could not get there in time.
If he had a little more road, he probably would have got there, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Right there, he tapped the back of that Challenger, tried to spin that joker out, but Mike B kept that Challenger pointed in the right direction.
Karate Joe has less horsepower, but that Challenger weighs way more than that Fox body.
That is facts. Bud, have you ever wanted to be a baby again?
Bro, what are you talking about?
You know, being a baby again. You didn't have nothing to worry about, no bills or nothing.
Roy, Mike B in the Challenger won that race. Oh my God, this guy. Karate Joe in the SVO has 8. Greg in the Chevelle has 1. Mike B in the Challenger has 3. Griffin Soul in the Just Go has 4. Race 4, the last one about to go down right now.
Well, you see the score. Not much more that I can tell you about it.
Yeah, Roy, it looks like Karate Joe got this one locked up.
He got him in a reverse naked chokehold, and they're not getting out.
Yeah, Roy, he definitely got this one locked up. Let's go! Greg has the lead going down the first long straight. Mike B is challenging Griffin Soul, second place position. Can he get it done? Yes, he got the pass. Griffin Soul is all on Mike B's bumper trying to get around him. Mike B is all on Greg bumper trying to get around Greg. Coming out of the S-curves. Can he get it done? Coming. No, cannot get around Greg. Greg will take first place. Mike B will take second. Griffin Soul will take third. What a race.
Hot dang, bud, they was going at it like a couple of hyenas fighting over a Christmas ham.
Yeah, Roy, they were. Check out this replay. Right here, Greg had the first place position. Griffin Soul was in second place. Mike B was challenging that second place position.
He sure was. Griffin Soul had about a half-car lead right there, maybe a car, going into that second turn. But then you see Mike B get the pass on Griffin Soul coming out of that second turn.
Yeah, Roy, and Griffin Soul was all on Mike B bumper trying to get that second place position back. Mike B, meanwhile, was trying to catch Greg. Greg had about a 2-car lead. Mike B closed the distance right there. Bumped Greg, try to spin that man out. They was all together going over this jump.
Yeah, they was all grouped up like my cousin Paul Teeth right there over the jump, bud.
Roy, Paul hates you.
I know. Right there, you see Karate Joe spun there.
And Griffin Soul was trying to catch Mike B, and Mike B was trying to catch Greg.
Yeah, bud, Mike B bumped Greg coming out of that fourth turn trying to spin that joker out. Did no such thing. He kept that Chevelle pointed in the right direction. You see them all grouped up like that?
Yeah, Roy, they were going at it coming out of this S-curves. Right there, Mike B was trying to catch Greg. Greg had that Chevelle rolling. Mike B couldn't get around Greg.
I was hoping that Challenger did catch that Chevelle. You know I love a good Hemi.
We know you do, Roy.
Either you're driving a Mopar or you're driving a slow car.
Greg and Chevelle won that race. Give it a rest, Roy.
He had a 1387 time.
Karate Joe in the SVO has 8. Greg and Chevelle has 4. Mike B in the Challenger has 5. Griffin Soul in the Jesco has 5.
Fourth place to second place was a battle, though.
Karate Joe in the SVO won that race event. He's been rolling like a boss all day long. Congrats to him.
Congrats.
Thanks for watching DieCast Street League. Please like, subscribe, and share, and comment. Let's go!